It was 8 o'clock on Christmas Eve. Snow pounded against my windshield as I pulled into my parents' driveway. Their Christmas tree glowed brightly through the front window. My children were excited in the back seat. Sophia, 6 years old, clutched the sparkly card she had made for her grandma as if it were something precious. Benjamin, 4 years old, hugged his stuffed bear tightly and whispered, "Does Santa come here too, right?" As soon as we stepped inside, the warm sense of cinnamon and pine filled the air. My mom gave me a quick hug. My dad nodded at me while holding his drink. My sister Lauren was relaxing on the couch with a glass of wine, and her daughter Harper was already by the tree, ripping open presents as fast as she could. A tablet appeared in Harper's hands, then headphones. Wrapping paper went flying everywhere. She did not even look up. Sophia ran over to the tree and gently pulled on my mom's sleeve. "Grandma," she said in her bright and polite voice, "where are ours?" My mom's eyes moved past me to the other adults in the room who were watching. "Your kids aren't important enough for gifts this year," she said, cold and sharp like a door slamming shut. Benjamin's face fell apart. Sophia froze, her card crumpling in her hand as tears started to form without any noise. Lauren's mouth twisted into a small smile. "Seriously," she said, "why waste money on children without a dad?" Benjamin's cry burst out, loud and full of hurt. Sophia's tears finally came, silent and steady. Nobody moved to help. The Christmas songs kept playing, pretending everything was joyful. I got down on my knees and pulled them close, feeling their little bodies tremble against mine. I held back any words that would have made me plead with them. Then I stood up, went into the hallway near the coat closet, and took out my phone. My favorites list showed the one name I had saved for times like this, Elena from the trust office. My finger paused over the call button. The room behind me was waiting to see what I would do. I pressed it. Elena answered right away. "I'm here," she said. I walked back into the living room so everyone could hear me. Benjamin's cries had turned into small hiccups against my shoulder. Sophia gripped my wrist like it was keeping her safe. Lauren looked at me with a smirk that said she thought I would give in. My mom stood there stiff, ready to blame me for the trouble. I held up the phone and said the 4 words I had practiced all week. "Cancel every transfer now." The fireplace crackled way too loudly in the sudden silence. Elena did not pause. "All outgoing payments." "Yes," I replied. "Rebecca and Thomas and Lauren's." I kept looking straight at my mom. "Effective right away." My dad stopped moving with his drink halfway to his mouth. "What transfers?" he asked in a rough voice, but his face showed he knew. I opened my banking app and showed the screen to everyone. Line after line of payments filled it. Fixes for the roof, the new furnace, property taxes, medical bills, Harper's school fees. Month after month, all coming from the trust my late husband had created for Sophia and Benjamin, with me in charge of it. My mom's mouth opened and closed without any words. "We thought it was just help," she finally managed. "It was help," I said, "but it was mine to give." Lauren jumped up from the couch. "You can't do this. What about Harper's school?" "Tell them what you just told my kids," I said, keeping my voice calm and even. "That some children matter more than others." Elena's voice came clearly from the phone. "I'll send written confirmation within 48 hours. "Do it," I told her and hung up. My mom reached out for my arm. I stepped back and carefully put Sophia's crumpled card into my coat pocket. "Put your shoes on," I told my kids. "We're going home." We stepped out into the storm, the light from the porch getting smaller behind us, and for the first time that night, I felt like I could breathe freely again. We drove home with the windshield wipers working hard against the heavy snow. Benjamin fell asleep first, his cheek pressed against his bear, the hiccups slowly turning into soft breathing. Sophia stayed awake, quiet like a small flame, looking at the glitter still on her fingers. Back in our kitchen, I took off our wet coats, made hot chocolate, and sat down at the table with my laptop. Elena's email was already there. Transfers stopped, official letters ready to send. I did not feel happy about it in a mean way. I just kept going because I knew grief leaves a bitter taste, and tonight my children needed something sweet. At 12:17 a.m., I logged into the bank website and found the reverse mortgage renewal I had signed years earlier to help my parents stay in their house. One click, declined to renew. A warning popped up about the full amount now being due and a foreclosure process starting. I clicked to confirm. My hand only started shaking after it was done. On Christmas morning, my phone kept lighting up with calls. My mom crying, my dad angry, Lauren trying to make deals for Harper. I turned it to silent, put it face down, and brought out the stockings I had hidden behind the laundry basket. Benjamin shouted with joy at his building block set. Sophia laughed when a snow globe made glitter fall just like on her card. "Are we still loved?" she asked in a small voice. I knelt down and brushed her hair behind her ear. "More than anything," I said, and I meant it so deeply that it almost hurt. By New Year's, the calls were full of begging. By March, a thin envelope came in the mail. Apologies written in shaky handwriting. Promises and requests to just visit once. I read it on the porch while my kids made a funny, uneven snowman. And I felt nothing that made me need to reply. That night, we hung Sophia's card on our own tree, right in the middle, and the house finally smelled like true peace.